Ready or not, summer is coming, and Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance is on now. Right now through May 25th, get up to 70% off everything home at Wayfair. Plus, score amazing doorbuster deals all sale long and surprise flash deals on Memorial Day. We're talking thousands of products at every style and budget. Now is the time to save big on must-haves for your patio, backyard, and beyond. These savings won't last, so don't wait. Shop Wayfair's Memorial Day clearance now through May 25th.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Pros, save more on the materials you need to get the job done, inside and out, at Lowe's. Right now, get 10% off in-stock Trex Naturals decking, now available in more styles. Plus, get 15% off select custom entry, interior, and storm doors. Then, we'll deliver it all straight to your job site to help keep your jobs moving. Get the brands pros trust, priced right, and ready when you need them. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 5/27. While supplies last, selection varies by location.
Hey guys, welcome to You the Boss podcast, episode 77. I'm your host, Pam, and today we're going to be talking about staying motivated even when life gets hard. Let's talk about motivation because most of us think that we lose motivation when life gets hard. I had a friend of mine today say the glitch in the matrix that cracked me up. But the truth is, we're not supposed to be motivated all the time. Surprise! If you're feeling tired or unmotivated, you're doubting yourself, or like you're doing everything right, but you're still hitting walls, this episode is for you. This isn't about pushing harder or forcing positivity. In fact, I'm totally against trying to be positive all the time. This is about staying consistent where your energy is, whether that's low or high, and just staying consistent, because growth doesn't stop when things get hard. It just looks different. Motivation is not the problem, it's the expectation of motivation. We've been taught that motivation should always be exciting, that if you're aligned or inspired or on the right path, you should feel a consistent amount of energy, that you should always feel good. But real life doesn't work that way. Some seasons are quiet. Some seasons are heavy. Some you're just surviving. A lack of motivation doesn't mean that you're failing. It doesn't mean that you're not on the right path or that you don't have purpose. It means that you're human. Consistency matters more than motivation, especially in hard seasons, especially in a season where in one portion of your life, you're facing something that is so altering and so changing, and maybe the other parts of your life are not as difficult. We have to realize that sometimes lowering the bar is what we need to do. And this is where most people quit. When life gets hard, as a human being, you're faced with two decisions. Either you quit completely, you just stop doing whatever it is that you were being consistent about, or you shame yourself. You shame yourself for not doing enough. How many times have you said, I should know better, I should be, I should be, I should be? None of those things actually helps. It doesn't motivate you. It definitely doesn't motivate you if you quit. Which is why instead we should lower the bar, but don't drop your habit. If your goal was 5 workouts a week, just do the 10 minutes. I know that you could be listening to this and saying, yeah, but 5 minutes is not enough for what it is that I'm trying to do. Okay, but you're keeping your habit. How about that? How about that for your timeline? Maybe you have a goal to journal daily. Write 1 sentence. You don't need to write pages upon pages. Like maybe today you're just like, dude, I survived. And that's it. That's what you write in your journal. The biggest progress that you can have over motivation is just showing up. Progress in hard seasons is about maintenance. It's not about expansion. This one really speaks to me because maintenance can mean so many different things. Maybe at this point in your life, you're in a place or a season where you're just doing the bare minimum to what needs to be done in your household. Maybe you're working 50, 60 hours a week and all you can do is come home and take out the trash because you're tired. It's hard to remember to put the laundry from the wash to the dryer. Like, I'm here to tell you the real deal. If you're a working person who doesn't work from home, you're doing the bare minimum to uphold your household. But it also means that you're not overextending yourself with social obligations. Maybe right now in this season, it looks like you're just showing up online if you're an online creator. Maybe you're just posting a story today and you're just like, hey, I'm in the office today. You got to the office today. You got to sit down and do what you needed to do. Maybe you're literally just going to work and coming home. There's seasons for all of these things. This episode is not about doing more. It's not about how to stay motivated. It's keeping your identity intact. We need to separate discipline from self-worth. This is very important because there has been this connotation to say that if you're not disciplined, you don't value yourself. I think there can be some truth of that. But if you miss a day or you fell off for a little bit or you lose a little bit of momentum, you're not worthless. You still have worth. Your worth doesn't change. But many people, they tie their self-esteem to their consistency. So one setback turns into I'm lazy, I always quit, why even try, I should know better, etc. Motivation dies in shame. Instead, you should shift the narrative. Let's shift the narrative from I'm allowed to rest. I can begin again without punishment. I don't need to punish myself just because I missed a couple weeks of a workout. Consistency isn't about perfection. It's about returning over and over and over and over. Why don't we borrow motivation from our future selves? On the low energy days, don't ask, what do I feel like doing? Instead, ask yourself, what is future me going to thank me for? Your future self doesn't need you to be perfect because you're not perfect then and you're definitely not perfect now. They need you to stay in the game. For you to show up as your future self, you need to stay in the game now. Sometimes motivation comes after the action, not before it. One small step creates the momentum. Momentum rebuilds belief. Before I list out a few of the tools that I've put together for you to stay motivated during a hard season, I want to let you know that in this hard season for you, whatever that hard season is, whatever is hard to you is hard, period. I want you to remember your worth. I want you to remember how capable you are, how you've made it through your hardest days. Having momentum on the hard days is not about this exponential epiphany. It's about the consistency and it's about showing up for yourself even in those hard times, even in that season of grief, even when it's ripping you to shreds inside. Number one, the non-negotiable minimum. Decide the smallest action that still counts. This removes pressure. This keeps you consistent. It keeps you moving instead of at a complete standstill. Number two, the I still showed up list. At the end of the day, write one thing you did, no matter how small it was, no matter how quote unquote bare minimum it was, no matter how much you feel like you didn't do anything today, write down what you actually did. This retrains your brain to see effort, not failure. It also tells your subconscious what you actually did and how those things are important too. In this season of my life, I like to share with you guys different things, and this is one of them. In this season of my life, I have started to do this myself very often. I still showed up. I still showed up for that phone call when a friend or a family member called and they needed support. I still showed up for myself by feeding myself, by taking a shower today. Some of that can look like, you know what, today I cleaned my kitchen when I didn't want to, when I didn't have the energy to. I started to list those things out for myself because I'm in a grief season. Today, as I'm recording this, I've recorded a few episodes. I've written out a few reels. I've done a few things for future me when I didn't have the motivation because I woke up a little bit tired. I don't share this to you to boast. I share this to you to understand that even in the hard seasons, consistency wins over momentum every single time. Number three, energy-based planning. Stop planning like every day has the same capacity. Stop planning that way. I think this has been a game changer because some days I get a solid 8 hours of sleep. And some days, whether that's scrolling or my son is teething or I didn't feel well or whatever, some days I get 6 hours of sleep. Plan for those low energy days. Maybe that looks like on Wednesday, you're recording a few episodes because you have the energy today. And then yesterday, all you did was maybe put out a few posts. Number 4, grace over guilt. Instead of saying I fell off, say I took a pause, but now I'm continuing. I took a break. I listened to my body. I honored that I needed to change a few things to continue with this habit, whatever that looks like to you. It is not sustainable to be constantly pressured and keeping up with these different things in our lives. They do need a constant reset. Number 5, shrink the timeline. When life feels heavy, stop thinking long term. Focus on today. Maybe today is too much. Maybe you just focus on the first half of the day. Maybe that's too much. Maybe you're just focusing on the next hour. That is enough. I've had different people tell me, how's today going? How have you been since losing your mom? And I stop saying that I'm okay. I say I have my days. Today's a better day. Today was all right. Tomorrow will be better. I'm not doing this to boast about myself, but I'm using the real life example of a hard season to let you know that it's different for everyone and that everyone includes you. Hard seasons are not wasted seasons. Some of the most important growth happens quietly. It happens when no one's watching. It happens when the progress feels slow, when the motivation is slow, but you stay. It happens when you're applying for a job for a year because you're just tired of this company. And for a year, you got rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. And then all of a sudden, it happens so fast that you get this job, you get the interview, you get the test, and you're in. You don't need to feel inspired and motivated every single day to stay committed. You don't need to be high energy to be disciplined. And you don't need a perfect mindset to move forward. You need to just keep choosing yourself one small step at a time. Every day does look different. You don't run a marathon every single day. You prep for it in small ways. You inch yourself forward running different miles every single day, but the consistency of running every day is what propels you for that marathon. If you're in a hard season right now, this is your reminder. You're not behind, you're not broken, and you're not failing. You're learning how to keep going. You're learning even when it feels uncomfortable. And that skill changes everything. You're still in it, and that's what matters. If this episode resonated with you, I want you to share it with someone that you think needs encouragement. I don't want you to share it with them because you think it's going to change their life, but just because you want to let them know from someone else's voice that it's okay, you're still in it, and that matters. Before we end this episode, I want to encourage you to leave us a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. We're on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, and YouTube. Leave us a 5-star review. We definitely appreciate it. Thank you for listening. Come back again next week for another episode of You the Boss Podcast.